Hey, what's going on, you guys? In today's video, we're going to be doing a little bit of maintenance here on my McLane reel mower. Now, I'm mainly putting this video out for people who are just looking into getting their first reel mower or have just gotten their first reel mower and they're wanting to learn how to work on it themselves. Basically, all we're doing today with the McLane is we're going to be doing a simple oil change. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get this process started. Before we go ahead and get started, I want to go ahead and talk to you guys about a couple things you're going to need to do this job. Right off the bat, you're going to need a ratchet and also a 10mm socket. That is for your drain bolt. So the drain bolt is a 10mm socket for that. And then the reason why I'm throwing this out in specific is because I think it's going to work really well for this situation. To catch the oil, I'm going to be using one of these plastic painter's trays, obviously that you get from your Lowe's or Home Depot, very cheap. I think this is going to work out perfect for this situation. So yeah, that's why I'm going to be using this. And then thirdly, I'm going to be disconnecting or detaching this bar here. As you can see, that goes and attaches to the drive wheels here. I'm going to attach it, I think, from the top here. That way this bar just kind of hangs down. So then that way I have room to help obviously slide this tray in right in the center where the oil is going to drain from. Go ahead and start with this bracket piece first. That way we have room to obviously slide our painter's tray to catch the oil. Oh. Head and remove this top cotter pin. That one. Okay, now that I got that removed, I think I'm gonna have to kind of hit it with the mallet to kind of get it out. There we go. And that drops. As you guys can see, got the bracket out, was right there. So now we've got plenty of room to go ahead and obviously slide our tray in to help catch the oil. I'm gonna go ahead and use the painter's tray. Obviously, I'm gonna go ahead and wedge this painter's tray, like I said, in between the drive wheels and the main deck here. Go ahead and basically just wedge it in just like that, and that's gonna be catching my oil. I will say this is already kind of tough the way I'm doing it right now. Obviously, I have the ratchet and I'm sticking it through this opening here. So it is kind of tough having it with the bar and then this other bracket here, but it works just fine. Obviously, what you could do too is if you want, you could put an extension on and have it out here. That would be probably a lot easier, but I'm just doing it this way. This is fine. It's not a big deal really. And there goes the oil. Don't think that's gonna work too well. So what I will suggest is when you guys do this is try and tip it back if you can. Because even with me pinching the painter's tray in here, obviously since it's plastic, it wants to obviously bend and kind of do its own thing in here in the creases of the tray. So once you go ahead and break it loose, I highly recommend you just go ahead and kind of tilt the mower back as I'm doing right now to obviously help the oil drain into one area. What I will say too right now is while this is draining, you're probably gonna have to kind of hold it or put something underneath it to help kind of keep the tray sturdy, since these are obviously plastic. Once there's any sort of weight in it, they're gonna get flimsy and want to move whatever way they can. So yeah, kind of go ahead and readjust this for you guys real quick, if possible. Oh shit, there you go. Yep, that's why I have that there. Frick. Well, as you guys can see, I did fail a little bit, but this is why I'm doing this for you guys, so you guys kind of learn from me. Possibly do it a tad bit different. Okay, well, got most of it out for the most part. Okay, let's see here. Overall, it did a pretty good job. Like I said, the only thing, obviously I messed up. I was trying to hold this, like I was trying to tilt it and hold the painter's tray at the same time, and then it obviously ended up going one way on me, and I made a pretty big mess. But I mean, to be honest, this is also my first time doing this, so that's no excuse. But yeah, just a heads up to you guys, I would highly recommend, if you do try to use that or do it this way, that you definitely put something underneath the tray to help, you know, keep it stable. That way it doesn't do what it just did to me and kind of want to fall over or whatever on you. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put the drain plug back in. Pretty sure you guys were probably laughing at my epic fail that I just had with the oil spilling. Well, now I know for next time at least what I need to do. Basically exactly what I told you guys. In regards to having something sturdy underneath it to obviously help it from wanting to, you know, go lopsided on you or want to, you know, collapse on itself. So and we got the bracket back on for the drive wheels. We went ahead and put the drain bolt back on, tightened up, all good and secure there, and we also cleaned up the deck from the mess. So yeah, now obviously for the main parts to go ahead and add some fresh oil in. Now what I will say is, when I bought this mower, it did come with a engine specific manual, and in that engine specific manual it tells you to go ahead and use regular conventional oil, not full synthetic. So I'm obviously following what the manual says, and we're going to be putting regular conventional oil in at 10W30. So it says to go ahead and use a quart. What I found from the first time when I went ahead and filled this up is it took a little bit less than that. So what I'm going to do is probably add till right about here. Gonna add that much oil in, and then obviously I can check and always add more later. So there's one thing I want to go ahead and mention to you real quick. There's basically two ways I could fill this thing with oil and two ways I could check it. So as you guys saw, I went ahead and decided to go ahead and fill the oil here. And what actually goes there is this dipstick with this cap on it, obviously. So I can obviously fill the oil from here and check it from here, or I can also, if I want to, there's this secondary option down here. If you see this little like tab here that has this kind of almost like wing part on it, I can go ahead and turn that to the left, pull this out, and I can also fill the oil from here and check it from here. So theoretically, there's two ways that I can go ahead and double check my oil level to make sure it's good, and there's two ways I can fill it. Obviously, doing it this way is a lot easier and more accessible and just very straightforward. This way, Honestly, I would use this to honestly check the oil, because attached to this there is a small little dipstick that goes inside here, so you can also check the oil level from this part as well. So basically just, I mean, two different ways you could check it or fill it. Alrighty, you guys, there's one quick thing I want to go ahead and throw in here as well. Since it happened to me, I figured, you know, some other people might run into this issue as well. So basically what happened to me is I accidentally overfilled. So what I did is I went ahead and used this other filler cap here to check the oil. I went ahead, like I said earlier, turn it to the left, and this cap is obviously threaded, so it just unscrews. And then in here you have your other oil dipstick attached to it. So basically what happened to me is, like I said, I accidentally overfilled. So what I did is I took that cap off, and what you're actually able to do is you're actually able to tip your mower back and oil will drain out of this hole. So if you accidentally overfill like I did, you can go ahead and pull the cap off, tip your mower back, and oil will drain out, and you can take as much out as you want, really. That way you're not having to fully undo your drain plug and draining out all your oil. So if you accidentally overfill, highly recommend going and using this to drain out some oil as much as you need to make sure you're at the correct oil level. And then obviously once you're done, go ahead and just put the filler cap back on. Obviously double check your oil level, and then you're good to go. Alrighty, you guys, well, as you guys saw, we went ahead and got the oil change done here on my McLane reel mower. The process is very simple and very straightforward. Besides the mess up that I had, obviously as you guys saw, I did spill quite a bit of oil while using the plastic painter's tray. So I will say is, if you are going to be using the plastic painter's tray like I did, make sure you have something underneath it to go ahead and stabilize it. That way it doesn't want to flop over on you like it did for me. But I do think the painter's tray is a really good option, and it works very well for this application. So but yeah, check the oil, everything's good with that. So yeah, you guys, other than that, that is pretty much it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy watching this video, please go ahead, smash that thumbs up button for me. As I always say, it really helps me out. It lets me know what you guys are enjoying on the channel. After doing that, smash that subscribe button down below and hit the bell notifications. That way you can get notified for when I upload new videos. Got social medias in the description below. With all that being said, it's your boy C-Pims. Peace out, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.